How are we doing, guys? Eric Pinzon here with Electrified Marina, #1 electric boat dealer. We're on the Vision Marine Fantail today, and we're going to talk to you about why these are the best rental boats. All right, guys, so Vision Marine Fantail, 21 feet. It's about 6.5 feet wide, 20-inch draft. You can see you've got the 360-degree bumpers, your fenders that are staying on all the time. With these boats priced brand new in the $40,000 to $50,000 range, they really are the best rental boats out there, as long as the waterway accommodates it. Obviously, you need some pretty calm waters if it's only a 6-mile-an-hour top speed and a displacement hull. But any protected bodies of water, these are one of the best rental boats you could buy. Perfect rental boats if you're going out just for booze cruise, cocktail cruise. Obviously it's a displacement hull, so it's sitting on top of the water. Anything that has a protected body of water or a river that's, you know, relatively calm, kind of like the Lafayette here, these are the perfect rental boats. A lot of times you've got a lot of headaches in regards to having a rental fleet, you know, the maintenance, the liability, insurance. With these being low speed, low horsepower, you know, under 10 horsepower usually falls under a different restriction. A lot of the time boating licenses aren't required. Obviously give your renters a safety course, but you know, with how slow these things go in the low draft, it's a lot more difficult for them to get into trouble. You know, you've got no maintenance on these things. There's no oil in the electric motor. It's a pod drive down underneath. No maintenance to that or the batteries. So with no moving parts in the powertrain, you don't have tune-ups, you don't have winterization, you don't have oil changes. You're not going to have anywhere near the repairs. So now your overhead on your boat is minimal. Literally probably 80 to 90% less. You've obviously got a canvas top that'll end up needing to get replaced after a few years. You might have some wear and tear on the upholstery or maybe some wear and tear out on the fiberglass. But in terms of maintenance and overall repairs, it's going to be drastically reduced. And I mean, the batteries are rated for 3,000 cycles. So at minimum of 10 years if you used it 300 times a year. This boat we're sitting on is from 2017. It's got original batteries in it, original motor, and they're still going strong. Last we checked, it was about 87, 88% in terms of the state of health of the battery. And they're a 48-volt system, so technically not considered high voltage. And these aren't old school, you know, lead acid batteries or golf cart batteries. These are lithium iron phosphate. It's different from lithium ion, so they're safe to be on the water. They're a heck of a lot more stable. Not going to have thermal runaway properties of the NMC batteries that you see in a lot of electric cars. You know, you've got the simple features on the boat, just some amenities, the radio, some lights, but you don't need a whole lot in here. You know, I tell people you're only going 6 miles an hour, but it's the best cocktail cruise you'll ever get. You pile on, you know, 8 to 10 of your friends and you just go out for a cruise. You're not in a hurry, you're just out there to enjoy the boating. It works out really well on a protected waterway like this. So this is what the boat sounds like at about 5 knots. So you're moving at a nice steady pace. You're not in a hurry, and best part is that you don't have the exhaust that's drowning out the conversation. Just out here for a cruise and just want to have conversation with your guests and relax, and you're not fighting over a gas engine to do it. In terms of powertrain on this boat, it's got 3 E80 e-propulsion batteries. They're pretty robust. They've been going at 8 years now without issue. About 87, 88 state of health on these things, so doing really good. If they ever needed to be replaced, you're looking at a couple $1,000s a piece. You've got an e-propulsion pod motor down there. It's a 3 kilowatt, about a 5-6 horsepower pod motor. There's no oil in it, zero maintenance to that. So you could replace this entire powertrain, so all 3 batteries and the electric motor at maybe that 10, 15, or 20-year mark, you know, depending on how long it lasts, for only about $6,000 to $8,000. It'd be pretty minimal cost, and honestly, the labor isn't much. Batteries weigh about 80, 90 pounds a piece, can be picked up about the size of onboard luggage. There's only 3 of them in this boat. It makes it super easy in terms of wear and tear, maintenance, and you know, you just don't have the overhead cost of a gas powertrain system, making these one of the best boats out there. So here we've got an e-propulsion E80 battery. This boat's got 3 of them, roughly about 5 kilowatt hours a piece. It's a 48-volt system. You've got some communication lines, and so essentially all the batteries are synced up, can talk to each other, and all charge at the same time. There's no maintenance to these. They are rated at a high IP rating, so they can actually be completely submerged underwater. We unfortunately tested that one time, but the batteries did just fine. It was pretty impressive, but forgetting to pull a drain plug while it sat on land and made it through a couple storms, and no harm, no foul, thankfully. But these are the older style e-propulsion E80 batteries. These things have been doing absolutely great for us, and we're at about 7-8 years with them now, and actually no, 8 years, and so they've been doing quite well. So with the low amperage that these things pull at low speeds and 15 kilowatt hours of batteries, you end up with a runtime that lasts all day long. You can rent this boat out in 2-hour increments, literally 3 to 4 different rentals throughout the day if they're spaced out well enough. Obviously that doesn't happen all the time, but just knowing you've got the ability and you don't have to worry about charging, you just plug it in overnight, it charges through the night, and then you're set to go for the entire day. So because these boats have such low capacity in terms of the batteries, it's only about 15 kilowatt hours, means you can charge with a regular 110 outlet overnight. Simply plug it in, set it, and forget it.